Okay, so it's only been about a day since I've updated my phone to iOS 15. I am obsessed, super excited to share with you guys some of the brand new features on iOS 15. Before we get into today's video, make sure that you guys are subscribed down below. Today that I am filming, September 23rd, I hit 15,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much if you have been subscribed and supporting my channel. I really love you guys and appreciate you so much. Also, if you haven't seen my last video, I talked about why I am not going to upgrade from the 12 Pro Max to the 13 Pro Max. So if you guys want to check that video out next, it will be up in the cards, also down below in the description. Okay, no more talking, let's get through the intro and get into iOS 15. Guys, there are so many amazing new features. I honestly have just been playing around trying to discover the features. However, there were some TikTok videos, I'll leave them linked down below, that really showed me what this new update can do. So, no particular order, let's go through these new features. First, I'm going to talk about focus mode. So basically this new update just has way more customization as far as putting your phone in do not disturb. You can have different types of focus modes for if you're at home, work, sleeping at the gym, and decide which apps and what people you want to allow those notifications to come through. If you are in a focus mode and you want to select certain people, you can also share your focus mode status. So if you are on D&D and they try to text you, at the bottom of their screen in iMessage, it will tell them that you are currently not receiving any notifications. Other things that you can now do in iMessage is you can pin content that people text or share with you. So if they sent you a certain link or a photo that you don't want to lose, you can pin that and just go to info and be able to easily find that content. Also in iMessage, if you send multiple photos at a time, they will appear in a carousel that you can easily just flip through instead of having a long chain of photos being sent. You're also able to easily download those photos to your phone in that photo carousel. Other things that you can do in the photo app is you can now drag and drop photos. So if you're in Safari, you can hold down and get a bunch of photos together and drag and drop those in your own photo album or in messages. This is so useful. Instead of having to screenshot and do one at a time, you can just hold them down and drag and drop them. Okay, so listen up if you are a high school or college student or any type of student. This next thing in photos is so amazing, and I promise you it's going to be super clutch in class. So if you have a photo that has text in it, you can now copy and paste that. What does this mean? So if you are maybe a slow note taker and you want to take a picture of notes on the board in class or a photo of anything, in that photo you can highlight different text and also phone numbers or other numbers and copy and paste those into messages, email, into notes. Super amazing feature, not just for students but for anyone. If you're driving by something and need to get a quick photo of like a phone number or a number, you can do that and copy and paste it later. Another really cool feature in photos is that you can photo look up. So I tested this feature out and it seems like it kind of maybe needs some improvement, but this update was just released. So here is what this does. In your photo app, if you swipe up and click on the info, you can look up what is in the photo. So I tested this out with a photo of a dog, and it was so cool that I did the lookup feature and it told me the exact breed of the dog and gave me more info. I also tried this on a picture of roses and it looked up the exact flower and told me what species it was. Super cool feature, but it does not work on all photos. So I think that unless the item in the photo is super recognizable, it's not really as advanced as looking up something like a nail polish color or something super specific. But I think as there are improvements, this can be a very cool feature if you are out and about, see a really cool plant that you want but you don't know what type it is. You could potentially take a photo of it and then in the photo app look up what that plant species is. Another thing in the Photos app that you can do with text is to translate it. So just the same way as you would highlight and copy and paste, there's also an option to translate it to different languages. This can be super useful if you are maybe in a foreign country, there's signs and you don't know what they mean and you need to figure out where you're going or maybe how to order at a restaurant. You're able to take a photo and then translate the text or numbers in the photo. Okay, let's talk FaceTime, FaceTime, FaceTime. So, the longest struggle of FaceTime is if you have a friend or a family member who does not have an iPhone. Well, that problem is over, guys. You can now FaceTime people on Androids or other devices, and I gotta say that I tested out this feature and I was so impressed. So you can now make a FaceTime link and you can share that with people on Windows, Android, people who are on a computer or a desktop, and they are able to join your FaceTime. All the same features from my end look the same. I can still do all of my cool FaceTime things, but with a friend or family member who has an Android. For the person who has an Android, they will get that link and it will take them to a browser where they are able to join your FaceTime. Two other pretty cool things in FaceTime are that now you can control your background and make it a blurred background or just a standard in focus background. Another feature that is not currently available but will be soon is being able to screen share on FaceTime. Guys, we have been asking for this for so long. It's currently not out yet, but you will be able to listen to music live on FaceTime, screen share, watch Netflix, do all of the cool things, but in simultaneous time with your friends or family members on FaceTime. And another FaceTime thing that you can do also if you're on a phone call is now control your microphone. So if you are on FaceTime and maybe there's a lot of background noise, maybe you're like me, live by a busy street where you can hear cars, or if there's other people talking in the background, you can now control your microphone to kind of muffle out that background noise so whoever you are on a FaceTime call with or just a regular phone call can hear your voice a bit better. So those first ones that I just went through are honestly some of the coolest features that I've seen and played with. So I'm going to kind of just rapid fire go through a couple of other new updates on iOS 15. The weather app got a nice new update. It looks more sleek and modern. You can also set notifications if it is snowing, raining, or any other type of inclement weather in your current location from the weather app. iOS 15 also gives you a privacy report to have more control of your data, where it's going and who's looking at it and which websites are tracking you. In the Health app, you can now share your data with different friends and family members to kind of check on how they're doing and be able to see all their different numbers in the Health app. Safari also got a pretty impressive update where your tabs are now kind of all in a collage together. Instead of just being able to swipe through them, you're also able to make different tab groups. So if you have a lot of tabs open, maybe you can categorize them by different things so that you know where to go if you're looking back for something. And in Safari on your iPhone, you can now have extensions just like from the MacBook. So if you have Grammarly, Honey, or those other types of extensions, you can now add them on your iPhone. In the Notes app, you can now use hashtags to categorize different things in your notes to be able to easily go back and search and find them. So if you have a bunch of different notes of maybe travel plans, you can hashtag travel and be able to go through and easily find those different notes. The notifications got a new sleek update and just look a lot more round and clean. In the Apple Music app, whenever your friends text you or share different songs, there is a section that you can go through and see all of those shared songs and albums in case you forget and need to go look at some of those friend or family recommendations. There are some updated memojis, and honestly some of the ones that show like the full body are kind of creepy, but if you need some variety, there are some new updates to those. Okay, so I was just editing this video and realized that I forgot a super cool feature that I just had to include in this video. So if you go into settings, go into control panel, and then you add speaker to your control panel, you're able to play these like ambient background noises while doing other things on your phone. So some of these different sounds include the ocean, rain, like a stream noise, and you can gently, however loud you want, play that in the background while you are listening to music, watching a video, or playing a podcast. So kind of a super cool feature. You could also even just play it by itself, maybe if you want some relaxing rain to kind of help you go to sleep. There is one thing that I wish was in this update that I hope Apple does in the future. I really want to be able to play music from Spotify or Apple Music while I'm listening to a podcast. I don't know why, but I just sometimes, like if I'm running, want to listen to a podcast, but at the same time with kind of like my own music in the background. Hopefully in a future update, Apple will do that. I also forgot to mention that Apple Maps got kind of a nice update. Now, I am typically a Google Maps person, but I think that Apple Maps is kind of starting to maybe get up to that level. There's a lot more features in there where people can report if there's traffic, you can see if there's a wreck while you're driving, and the interface on your phone, but also if you have Apple CarPlay, just looks a lot better and also is kind of more 3D. So maybe I will start being an Apple Maps person, but it definitely is starting to get to the Google Maps level in my opinion. And the last feature that I'm going to be talking about in this video is actually pretty cool, but currently not available where I live in Texas. In the Apple Wallet, you are now in select states going to be able to add your driver's license, which honestly, I hope that eventually it rolls out in all states. The first ones are going to be Arizona and Georgia, followed by Connecticut, Iowa, Kentucky, Maryland, Oklahoma, and Utah. Honestly, I live in Texas, so I don't know if that is going to be allowed, but I do think it would be very useful to just have your ID there. I always have a photo of my ID on my phone, but it would be cool to eventually add it to my Apple Wallet. Okay, so those are all the features on the new iOS 15 update. They are so amazing, and again, I've only had this update for about a day, so as I continue to play around with it, if there are any more cool features that I discover, I will be sure to post an updated video, so be sure to subscribe down below and let me know if you have iOS 15, what do you think about it so far? What is your favorite feature that either you personally have played around with or that you guys saw in this video? I would have to say that my favorite feature, so I had to take a second to think about it, and honestly I can't really say one specific feature, but just overall the aesthetic and the look, like the roundness of the notifications and just the way that everything looks is really pleasing to me. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. For more Apple updates, be sure to check back on my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye y'all.